This is FSD Beta 11.4.7. So I'm just going to do the drive around Plant City video. Just run the video at twice the playback speed, or just hit the bookmarks for the interesting bits below. I'm not expecting anything to be different in this one compared to 11.4.4, but just in the interest of documenting consistency and whatnot, we'll go ahead and do the drive. So where we're going to right now is a U-turn, a dedicated U-turn lane that I do not expect to work, because they haven't really programmed in U-turns yet, but we'll go ahead and do it for giggles. But yeah, so I will, while we're on their way there, start with a funny story. My wife's car got FSD Beta 11.4.7, and I took it out for a drive and tested it and whatnot, made sure it behaved. And then she started driving it back and forth to work, and she comes back to me with a complaint about the fact that she's having to handle some things herself, right? She's like, it's not stop. She says it's stopping for green lights, it's not taking turns. And it's like, apparently it went back to auto steer on its own after the update, so we had to turn FSD Beta back on. But I'm like, she fought using FSD Beta for so long, and now it's like she doesn't want to drive without it. So I mean, it says a lot. This guy's gonna cut me off. That's not too bad. No braking. So it says a lot as to the state of FSD Beta that has turned someone who's like, no, I don't want to use it because Skynet. That's too much control for a computer to have while driving, that sort of thing, to the fact that she would rather have the system on now than not on, which I think says a lot in regards to the current state of FSD Beta. So, and I don't disagree. It's that guy should not be there. Even I feel safer when FSD Beta is engaged versus not engaged, because it is better. Yes, it has its issues. It's not going to handle the U-turn I'm going to go to. There's a couple other spots where it's going to have issues, but as a whole, it is safer. So, but otherwise, these are pretty standard boring drives. It'll be the U-turn, the road geometry change, and then we'll do the narrow roads testing, and then the double turn lane. And we'll see how it does. I don't expect it to do well at any of those things. Again, I don't know what they changed, but it wasn't enough. My community gates are still broken, so I won't be doing a video of those for a little bit until I start seeing them working again. But I don't have a list of waypoints in the car. I'm going to do point-to-point driving. And I'm going to try and be stopped each time I try and change destinations and stuff. I will say one thing I've noticed that I don't know. I don't know why they did it like that. I feel like they could have improved on it. Is you lose the turn indicators as we get closer to the turn. This one's not going to be a good example of it. No, don't try doing one. Normally there's like a little drop down and it shows which lane goes in which direction and whatnot, but it's not there for this intersection. I do need to try and stay in this lane because once I take the turn, I'm turning in 0.3 miles. So again, we're staying here. Sometimes the car gets herky-jerky, but this time nobody's trying to turn, so we should be good. Yep, we're good. I think it gets herky-jerky when someone's there in that turn lane, but it was fine this time. So here the light's green, but sometimes when the car tries to take the turn, it stops. But with the light green, we should be fine. Nope, we're stopping. And I'm going to hit the accelerator to go. The car should not stop there. So we'll call that an intervention. So this is a dedicated U-turn lane as indicated by all the markings and stuff. Even the light itself is a U-turn. So now we get unable to complete maneuver, which did not used to be there before. Straight up saying that it can't do this. So I'm pushing the accelerator. And I'm going to keep pushing the accelerator. Nope. So for a minute, it tried to use the on-ramp to the interstate as where it needed to go instead of actually doing the U-turn. So I've disengaged it. And again, I was not expecting that to work. This is the line to the Starbucks. I don't know why they put a Starbucks here. Traffic is trash for it, but they did. I'm guessing this is hurricane damage. Stop here for a second and plot the next destination, which is, we'll do the airport and then I'll replot halfway there. Yep, we'll do that. See if it can find its way out of a parking lot. This is not where it should turn. That is a parking lot. And this is where we want to turn. I tried to go into a parking lot instead of taking the exit. It would have probably popped out here, and then there's a median here, so it can't pop out this way. All three of these cars have their turn signals on. No, you can go. Don't stutter. So now we're going to go to the road geometry change, which again, I don't expect it to work because it hasn't been fixed, and I'll explain it once we get a little bit closer there. So here we have to Frogger across the intersection, which traffic is good, you can do it. I'm gonna be honest, for in the middle of the day on Labor Day weekend, I'm surprised traffic is this light. But I guess everybody's at the beach. So this is too far back from the stop sign. I had a good, I don't know, 5-6 feet from the to the stop line there. It was weird. Gonna do it again, or are we gonna be a little bit better on this one? Or better on this one. So I cannot see out my left. Now I can, and we're clear. Yes, this is airport. Should be able to do. So this intersection here is the road geometry change. We're going to put me over here. Actually, we'll do it over here. Add. Yep. Yeah. No, we want this one. So the issue is this, right? So Google Maps and OpenStreetMaps, I've corrected this. On Bing Maps and TomTom, it still shows the road going this way. Bing gets their data from TomTom, and I've put the corrections in on TomTom, and they've been accepted, but they haven't been fixed yet. So I'm waiting for them to list the changes as fixed. So going to Turkey Creek Road, it'll work fine. Coming back, it won't make the left turn. Now, what we also see, though, is that the visualization is a blend of what the car expects to see and what it actually sees, because it keeps trying to paint the road that isn't there. It stopped. It's a little bit better to see on the way back. See, it's painting roads that don't exist. But when we come back, it will fail to make this left turn. Unless it surprises me, but we'll see. Oh wow, you're gonna stop me right on the tracks. That's messed up, buddy. I'm gonna scoot forward just a little bit because I do not want to be stopped on the tracks. I think it tried to not stop me on the tracks, but did not get the distances right. Turn in here, I will disengage and reroute. And I'm going to tell it to go back to Airport Road and re-engage. Turn at the stop sign. There's a car coming. Do not turn in front of the car. And away we go. Here, there's the left turn it wants to make, but we can't. There's a car tailgating me really bad, but it's trying to paint the left turn there, and it completely doesn't use this one even though it's there. So now it's going to reroute. I did hit the accelerator super briefly because the car that's behind me was just really getting up my tailpipe. That beep beep is because it sees cones. guy behind me is like right there. He's not giving me any room to breathe, which I don't appreciate. Now he's backing off quite a bit. So we are going to make a left turn here. And I'm going to push the accelerator because it's choking. So 11.4.4 at least took that turn properly. 4.7 seems to be back to 4.3, where it doesn't take that turn properly. And the only reason I hit the accelerator is because there was the asshole behind me who would not slow down. Well, he wouldn't get off my ass. Now this train track crossing, my wife's pointed out that sometimes the way the sun glints off these lights, it can make it look like a red light. Today we're not getting that, so the car goes off of it, but in the past, when the sun is behind us and it shines just right, it looks red. traffic lights are playing nice today. So, while I'm at the red, I'll explain this one a little bit. So this is a wishbone. This portion of Reynolds is bidirectional. So traffic will approach us, we go one way, they go the other way. But Thenotis it turns into Baker. Actually, I'm not even sure that is. Anyways. This turns into Baker, and then this is all one way here, right? So they can hook around and come towards us, but otherwise you're all going the same way that way. So we're going to merge into a one-way road. Normally the car, when it merges in, it goes immediately to the left lane or it rides the center lane markers. It just doesn't handle this very well. So I will hold this so we can see oncoming traffic. I will be watching myself. So there's a truck, and then we're good to go after the truck. Good to go. And it goes straight to the left lane, which I do not approve of. It should go to the right lane. It didn't even signal to get into the left lane, it just went. Now, an argument could be made it's because we're making a left turn in half a mile, but I would still expect it to get into the right lane and then change into the left lane versus going straight to the left lane. But I don't know. I guess I could be open to interpretation depending on your driving style. Because there was no traffic coming. This is our left turn. Boy, that is tight. Oh, that truck is 100% in the way. Nope, he's in the way. Nah, he's okay. Yeah, that's a lot of what the hellery right there. You could have just used the damn roundabout. Okay. So here we are here, and we're gonna put my foot on the brake and trip. And where I want to go is north of here. And we're gonna pick here. So this is the older part of town, so the streets are more narrow. And let's see if we stop for the stop sign. It sees it. It tries to run it. So that's not good. Tried to run a stop sign. My belief on that one is it sees the stop sign too late, because it's only doing stop sign tracking through the forward-facing cameras, not the pillar cameras. So while the pillar camera may see the stop sign, I don't think the forward cameras are seeing it at the time. So it's obviously still a problem. Alright. So we're both big vehicles. And that did not work as desired. So again, when we look at the camera, we've got all this room on the right side that is just not using. That either. We're gonna throw that in reverse and do that manually. It looked like it was gonna try and go for the cones. I just Weird. So it looked like it was going to try and hit the cones. I don't think it had enough room to successfully navigate that. So I did have to throw it in reverse for a minute and navigate around it manually. But again, there's so much room on the right. I don't know what this dude's doing. And I don't know why every time we cross an intersection, it tries to go into oncoming traffic. That's weird. That's a gated community. That's not going to work. Okay, good. I thought I was going to try and do a hard right. No, that is totally. Oh, jeez. Oh, that car's coming towards me. But he's parking at home. This is like the narrowest of roads ever. Holy cow. Again, so much room on the right. We wait for this red car that now you see is red. That was a good tight turn. Why can't it always do that? So now I'm going to take us to the turn, the left turn that it always screws up on. Vehicle and a cat. So many things going on. Holy shit. And we're gonna go stop and let the car go by. Yes. Okay. Well, that's one way of handling that. That's not how I would have done it, but okay. Again, so much room on the right, but we're just gonna hang out on the lane markers. We're gonna go here. Here. So this is a one-way road, both lanes going to the right. There is a car coming from the left, and I feel like I'm getting too far in. Felt like it was putting me into oncoming traffic to make that turn. Very uncomfortable. So it felt like it was putting me into the oncoming traffic, and very uncomfortable. So today, hopefully, there is no train. We'll turn left at the light and then go down to the intersection. Pedestrians crossing. It's clear, nobody behind me, but it's still stopped, so I'm going to hit the accelerator to go, because while I can't tell if it was staying stopped for those blinky lights or what, but there is nothing, it's safe to go. Whoa, hey, let's not accelerate so fast. So the debate there becomes, did it see the blinking lights as railroad crossing lights, or did it see blinking lights as a pedestrian light? Either way, there wasn't anything stopping the car, or there wasn't anything the car needed to be stopped for anymore. part of the issue with the turn I'm trying to test is the guy in front of me is going slow enough that it might actually behave this time. Because the issue stems from, if there's nobody in front of me to slow me down, the car doesn't want to get into the turn lane in time. It ends up being a hard braking maneuver. But with this car in front of me slowing me down, it'll probably behave. So let's see what we get. So here's turn 1, and we want to miss it because it's the racetrack. And now is turn 2, we need to be getting over. Yep, so the car in front of me guided the way. Light's green. And we're turning. So that worked because there was a car in front of us. When there is no car in front of us, that does not work. Okay. We're going to hit the accelerator to get it to go up. With a park assist, I think. Oh, there's a car coming. And he's turning. Good. Oh, and there's a tree scratching my roof. Not the best place to park. Oh well. Too late. Okay, so all that said and done, nothing's really changed. The narrow roads are still a mess. It still leaves too much room on the right side of the car. The road geometry stuff isn't fixed. The U-turn, I'm not even worried about that. There's no official word that they support it, so I'm not worried about it. So as long as you're on typical roads, you don't really have any issues. It's when you start running into the non-typical stuff that you run into issues, like the narrow roads, things of that nature. The double turn lane here worked because there was a car forcing me to go slow. When you approach it at 50 miles an hour, it gets like halfway down the turn and it can't do it. And I'll try and capture that separately at some point because it is a problem. But other than that, thanks for watching. That's pretty much everything.